video we are going to sew Cynthia Rowley's beautiful dress. Let's discuss which pattern pieces do we need. Okay, pattern piece number 2, which is bodice upper front, and you should cut 2. Pattern piece number 3, bodice lower front, and you should cut 2. Pattern piece number 1, which is our yoke front, and you should cut 2. Pattern piece number 6 is bodice front lining, and you should cut 1 on fold, and you have cut darts here. Pattern piece number 5, bodice lower back, and we should cut 2 of fabrics and 2 of lining. Pattern piece number 4 is bodice upper back, and you should cut 2 of fabrics and 2 of lining. Pattern piece number 7 is our sleeve front, and you should cut 2 of fabrics and 2 of lining. Pattern piece number 8 is sleeve back, and you should cut 2 of fabrics and 2 of lining. Pattern piece number 13 is gutted, and you need to cut 4 on fold. Pattern piece number 12 is skirt back, cut 1 on fold. Here is your fold line. Pattern piece number 11 is our skirt front, and you should cut 1 on fold. Pattern piece number 9 is our midriff front, cut 1 on fabric, 1 of interfacing and 1 of lining. Pattern piece number 10 is midriff back, and you should cut 1 of fabric, 1 of interfacing and 1 of lining. So cut all your fabrics and let's get started. So from beginning, you need to do some stay stitching. Stay stitching on bodice upper back, bodice upper front on the neckline, bodice lower back on neckline and on yoke as well. And then we will start from bodice lower front. So let's take, which we will have 2 pieces. Here we go. With right sides together, pin, you will have some notches, so don't forget to do all your notches and all your marks. It will help you to put pieces, fabric pieces together. So first of all, let's pin. Here you will have 2 cuts. Match your notches on the center front. Here we go. So stitch and then press. Back stitch. Back stitch. So, and now give a good press and we will continue. Now take pattern piece number 2, which we cut 2. You will have notches here and here as well. So with sides together, pin find notches and pin like that. We are pinning right sides together. You will have another notches over here. First pin notches and then on the line. We have curve here, so be careful with pinning. Don't think that one piece is bigger than another. You just need to this is one side and we have another piece as well. So first of all, notches. Here we go. So, and then give a good press. Let's start stitching. 5/8 of an inch seam allowance. Back stitch from beginning. We have slight curve here, so be careful. Watch here. Back stitch. So that another side is exactly the same way, and then give a good press. Right, grab pattern piece number 1, which is our front yoke. Here we go. We have 2 pieces. You will have 2 notches, double notch, and find where you have another double notch, and with right sides together, here we go, you have double notch here and double notch here, so match notches and pin. And second one, just find double notch. Here we go. Here as well. Match this double notch. Pin. Okay, and so let's grab our back sides as well, so we can do it together. So let's put this aside. Here we go. This is bad upper back. This is up, this is low. So find notches. Here we go. One notch here, one notch here, and this is upper one, and this supposed to be here. Look, it will be here, and this will be here. So overlap those like this, right sides together, find and match notches first. Here we go. Another one, overlap. First match notches and pin. Here we go. Okay, let's stitch 5/8 of an inch seam-allowance, both lower back and upper back, and also front yoke on our body. Let's go and stitch, and then we will continue. We are stitching our front yoke on our front body with 5/8 of an inch seam-allowance. Back stitch, sew the another side in the exact same way, and then give a good press. Let's take our back, lower and upper sides and stitch with 5/8 of an inch seam-allowance with the back stitch from beginning and at the end. Sew another one in the exact same way and then give a good press. Don't forget to backstitch from the beginning and at the end. Right, we finish our front body and back body. Now we need to put our front body right side up, and so those are our back and this is our front. With right sides together, let's pin shoulders. You have notches over here. Matching notches first of all, and then pin. Another shoulder, first matching notches. Here we go. So stitch both shoulders with right side together of 5/8 of an inch seam allowance, and then give a good press. And after we are sewing side seams, but side seams on the left side we need to leave open below the notches. Right, let's pin. This is my right side. Match your notches. You have here one notch. Here we go. And this is right side, and this is my left side. We are leaving on the left side, so match your notches first and pin. And here we need to stop stitching, so I will put 2 pins just to remind myself that I need to stop here. Right, shoulders and then side seams. Right side we are stitching from beginning and at the end, but left side we are starting and stop stitching and do back stitch below the notches. Okay, let's put this aside and take our front lining. Here we go. We need to close cutting dots here. Right. Here we go. It looks a little bit weird, but this is just dart. This we are closing dots, so put those together. Here we go. This is where I need to stop, so I will put the pins on this from this side because I need to stitch from this side. Here we go. This is one dot, and here we have another dot. Right, let's close both darts and also stitch shoulders and sides. Let's sew darts. Let's close darts. Back stitch from the beginning. And this is the point where I need to stop sewing. Here we go. Another dot. Here. we go. So now let's stitch shoulders. We are stitching 5/8 of an inch seam allowance. Another shoulder. Back stitch. And now let's close side seams. Here we go. Now the left side seam, which we are going to leave open below the notch. Back stitch from the beginning. Here we go, and we are doing back stitch here. So we are leaving this open. So now give a good press to everything we stitch and let's continue. Right, we saw shoulders, side seams, left side seam is open. We close our darts on the front lining. Now grab your back upper and lower linings, which is pattern piece number 4 is upper ones and pattern piece number 5 is lower ones. So we will stitch it exactly the same way we did our back. So stitch both 5/8 of an inch seam allowance, back stitch from the beginning and at the end, and then give a good press and then we will continue. Right, here it starts the most challenging parts. Now grab your body, main fabric, put it right side up and put your lining on right side down. So the lining wrong side is looking at you. Inside we have right sides. Right, let's pin the centers together. So let's find the center of lining. It's easy to find. Just match together and pinch. Right, just like that. A little bit, tiny little bit. Here we have center already, so right sides together. Let's pin. This is our neck edge. And now pin side, shoulder seams. Just like that. Another shoulder seam. But we need to be very careful because look, we have yoke here and you will have 2 seams very close, so don't mix them. This is back part now. This is back. This is center back here, which for now remains open. So that is challenging. We will see now how we need to sew it. Here we go. And now another. I very much recommend you to tag first of all, and then see, and then stitch. Here we have circle as well. It will be 5/8 of an inch from the back center. We are starting from circle, which we have here, back stitch on all the way and finishing in the back, in the circle. Right, let's start from this circle, 5/8 of an inch from here. Let's put those threads to the back. Right, here we go. And we are sewing 5/8 of an inch from here as well. Back stitch. So now we're coming on the back side. And we are finishing in the circle, where we have this circle. This is very important. Back stitch. Here we go. Right. We stitch along all row edges. Now let's turn it. So right sides will be up. Probably we will need some cuttings here where we have curves. Let's cut close to the stitching, but not through the string, like this, just some cuts. Curves always needs to be cast. It will give us very nice edge. Here we go. So now right sides are together. Just turn this everywhere. Be sure that stitching places are across to each other, and turn lining inside. Here we go. You can just press it by hands if your fabrics are allowing you to. But of course you need to press it under the iron. This is our back. Our back. This is our front. So if it's necessary, you can do some more cuttings just to have very nice and smooth curve on your front neck. Right, so press this here, and after pressing, you are doing this. You need to, after good pressing, you need to put them apart again, and you need to do under stitching. So keep seam allowance on the right side to the lining and do under stitching here, and then you can turn it and then you can press it again very well. So this is our front, this is our back. Right, do that and then let's continue. Right, so we did under stitching and we pressed them together. Stitching is inside on the side of the lining. If you did mistake like I did, so when I turned this on the lining, opening was on this side, but on the main body it was on this side. So I just stitch it and I just open it here, so you can see some threads. So that's fine. Okay, now this is our back, this is our front, which is beautiful. So now we need to close this center back. So how we are closing this? Open this, because we don't need it. We won't have zipper here. We will put zipper here on the side seam. So let's close this and then we will tag armholes and we will tag here as well. Right, open this like this and open this as well. Look, it was here. Here we have lining, it's opened. Just open this and open this. And now we need to stitch them together. Here you have notches. This is really challenging. Honestly to say, I don't know if I'm doing it in the right way, but this is how I feel it's supposed to be. So we will see. We can always undo it. And then when we will turn it, we will have this back, nice and smooth. I think this is the right way. I don't know, it's just here, it's a little bit confusing me. Where we are here somewhere. So, I don't know. Because here I can see that everything is happening on the side seam. Zipper and so on. Here, we are here somewhere. So let's see. But I think it's, I don't know. We will see. Yeah. Let's stitch this. Press, give a good press, and then we will continue. Let's start. We are sewing center back. Right. So back stitch. Here we are right in the center. Finish. And then I will put those two seam allowance to that side, and I will start from here. But be sure that you do the same on the second half. Challenging, isn't it? Right. So let's put it, let's turn it. Here we go. This is our center back. It's perfect. Lovely. Give a good press now, and then we will continue. Right. We have back. Now it's sewn. Now we need to tag our armholes. Just put some pins, matching side seams, also matching notches. Matching shoulder seam. Just make it edges even. Right. Pin another armhole, tag and tag around, and then we will continue. Right, let's tag our armholes. Put your stitching length maximum that your sewing mancana has. Mine is 5.0, so and tag 1 centimeter from this edge. Right, do the second one in the same way, and then we will do here. So we are tagging the end near the waistline, and also we need to tag here where we have opening. Look, we have opening on the left side, so you need to cut here. Cut here, look, it's easy. Just where we have notches, cut there. On another notch, cut there. And on the other side as well, cut, cut. And then we need to tag those as well together. Here we go. Here we go. And another one. Just open it. It's a little bit fiddly here, but that's fine. Right, so we will start from here, we will tug and then come around all the way and come here and tug here as well. Easy peasy. We are still tugging. And we are coming up. Right. Okay. We tucked armholes and the end of the body, and we tucked as well here. Now grab your pattern piece number 10 and 9. So let's put this aside for a while. Right, so take first of all which one is interfaced. I'm not going to do interfacing. Right. So this and this is front. Let's put this just to remember that these two midriffs are front one, and this are back. This will go here. Right. With right sides together, pin, matching your notches. That's why notches are always good. You will never do mistake with notches. Right, and here as well. Matching notches. Right, so we are stitching both 5/8 of an inch seam allowance, and then give a good press and we stitch midriff front to midriff back. Don't do mistakes as I did. So front midriff is longer than back one. So back one goes to front one, back one goes to front one. So right, then give a good press, and the midriff which has no interfacing, no interfaced midriff, you need to turn where you have single notches, you need to turn 5/8 up on the wrong side and put this aside for a while. So now we are taking our non-interfaced midriff, and look, this is our front. Take the bodice, and we are going to start pinning. So, and put your body like this, and front one. First of all, put side seams together, pin side seams together, like this. And then match notches. This is my center front here and center front. Right, now everything is perfect. We are pinning. Here you have notches. Match your notches. Right, and at the end. Pin always. You have notches, you have double notches at the back, and match these notches. Here is another notches, double notches. Right. Here is my center back. Right. We are stitching or we are tagging? Let's see. With right sides together, pin midriff to lower edge, button, match notches and seam pass. So we are tagging. After tagging, we are taking our lining midriff. Turn your body wrong side out, like that. Be careful. Right. And put it like this. So here we have this. And this is my front one. So where you turned it, it should be on your side. So pin it the same way we pin the main fabric, and pin. It's better to put side seams first. I love putting matching side seams first. It will be a little bit thick now, but it's okay. Right, and now we are sewing through all the thickness around. Sew this and then press both down, and then we will continue. So we've sewn midriffs to our body. So you can turn it right side out. So you will have sandwich here. Let's check and put everything like this. So now let's put this aside, and another tricky things and challenging are coming. Press it very, very well. Inside we have lining, which is 5/8 of an inch turned inside on the wrong side. Right, let's put this aside and take our skirt front and skirt back. Right, so open this. Let's again pin they are very similar, so let's pin the front one and the back one. So this is probably don't know, but it's okay, we will have notches and notches will tell us which one is which. So let's put this. So this is our front, probably. Here I have notch, but I don't have here. So this is my front. Let's see, I will check. It's always better to double check. Yes, this is back one. Exactly. So I will put two pins to the back one, just in case, and one here. Now put front one or back one, it doesn't matter, right side up, and put this right side down. Matching side seams, those are our side seams. Just match side seams, you will have notches here. So we need to sew only right side, not left side. We need to leave it open and we will sew it later. So as we have here left side, we need to have open left side here as well. So this is our front. Don't do mistakes. Just be careful. No, this is our back one. This is our front that I have one pin. So when we will sew it, here will be open. So we are going to sew only one side seam, 5/8 of an inch seam allowance. Right, we've sewn right side of the side seam and then give a good press. And now we are going to sew this here. And we are going to sew it on the right side of a midriff, which is not turned. This is our turning one. So front one to front one. This is my front. So I will turn this like this. And then, so with right sides together, just put body like this and look, put this like this. And with right sides together, pin, turn down the lining midriff. We want only one, which is not turned. So pin like this, edges, and then let's pin the side seam. And then let's pin the back at the end on another side seam like this, and then match all notches. Right. So let's see, they are saying to sew or to bust. So we are now here, here. With right side together, pin skirt to lower edge of midriff. Keep pressing edge of midriff lining free, matching center, notches and seams. Stitch being careful not to catch in midriff lining. Press seam allowance towards midriff. And then we are putting, that's nice. Okay, that's not very difficult. So let's go to the sewing machine now and stitch all through 5/8 of an inch seam allowance from this edge, and then press it, and seam should be inside up to the front body, not down. Do it and then we will continue. It's very easy. Just from this edge, 5/8 of an inch seam allowance, start back stitching and go around and finish here, and then just press it down. Okay, we sew our skirt on our midriff front, midriff main fabric, on the main fabric, and now we need to pin press edge of lining over seam where we've just do it. So first of all, press this very well, and look, our seam must be up, not down, but up to the midriff. And now here is the lining, midriff lining, and we need to put this like that inside and pin and sew. Like that. And we will sew in the stitch in the ditch. So all the way like that. And we will put pins on the right side later. First pin like this. Match the side seams, first of all, like that. Like that. Do it all the way through. the end. Right. Now we need to take all these pins on the right side because it's in the wrong side, so we need to stitch in the ditch on the right side. So go ahead now, take a time and take all pins on the outside like that, all pins. And then we are going to do stitch in a ditch. So let's attach our skirt to our midriff lining, and we are going to stitch in a ditch. Right. Just while stitching, while sewing, pull this a little bit. We need to be really, really very careful to catch the midriff lining. Here I don't feel it, so I will double check. That's fine. We have lots of fabrics from this side, but so double check that you are catching the fabrics, the lining. Stitch in a ditch. Hopefully I catch all the way through. Right. So look, you need to catch this. Right, we did our stitch in a ditch, and now it's time to insert our zipper. And you need invisible zipper. This is not invisible zipper. Here is my invisible zipper. I don't have the right color, so I will put this one. Right, so now, as I'm guessing, it's a little bit confusing here about zipper. As I'm guessing, we need this open side, and just put this like that. Hopefully you can see. So we have our left side seam opened, and now from this curve, look, from here, measure 5/8 of an inch, and here as well. And as I'm guessing, the zipper will open from the down to up. So we need to insert this now. This is our zipper's right side. Here we go. So turn this and put it here, and not the not at the edge, just 5 millimeters from the edge. Or maybe at the edge, don't know. So pin all the way through, up. Let's first pin, tag, check, and then we can sew it. Very confusing. So all the way through, up till the end. Here we have cut, and here we will end sewing our zipper. Just only, we don't need another, only one. Here we go. And then after sewing here, we will turn this, and I think this will be, okay, put zipper as I did, exactly the same way, but make sure it's straight, not curved. I will tag it, and then I will tag another part, and then if everything is fine, I will just sew it on the side seam. Okay, let's tag the zipper. Hopefully we are doing it right. Here we go, tagging. We can open this here. Here we go. And now we need to turn this and pin it on another side, look. So now open it, turn it, and then turn it again and put it here. So again, we will pin it. You have notches here, and they should match. Look, and also the coils should match as well. Right, let's pin all through. And we will tag this. Look, coils left side, coils right side. Very easy. We will tag this as well. We are not sewing yet. We don't know if it's okay or not. Here we go. Let's tag it now. I will start from here now. Oops. Oh, look at this. Disaster. That's fine. I will manage it. We are tagging. And we will stop right here. Okay, let's see now. Let's close our zipper and what we got there. So this is our zipper. So you need to turn your zipper up and just close it. Look, it's perfect. Lovely. And then this goes inside here. And we will cut it. Look, it goes inside. In the wrong side. Here. Here we go. Perfect. When we will stitch it, everything will look perfect. So continue doing this. After tagging, now you can sew it on the place, and then we will continue. Just turn this up again because we need to sew it first of all, and then we will do the rest. So we did insert invisible zipper, so it opens from down to up. Don't forget to match all this here. I'm very lucky. I didn't pay attention on it, and then at the end, oh my god, I said, but they are all matching. So I'm really very lucky one. So now you can cut this if it's so long. You don't need it. So we have here this nice finish near the armhole, and down we need to close this now. So open your zipper, put them right sides together. This is wrong side. Then right side together. Pin. Just put them nicely. And just sew this. Right, we close this, and now we have invisible zipper done. So it's time to start to put our gadgets. Right, we have 4 cut on fold. so, and we have here 1, 2, 3, 4 as well. So let's close this zipper, and now put this like this, and this is the invisible zipper side. So take one, so it should end like this, yeah? Right side is up, so overlap like this, and then you will have notches, and here is notches, match notches, and go around another notches. Here we go, here we go. Those must be even. Here we have curve, and it won't be easy to right. Okay, now let's insert this here. Maybe you will need some cuts to do to here we go. It's not big, it's just you need to here we go. They are both cut on fold. Right, here we go. And here, this end. Here we go. So now start from here and sew all around, and then you can press, but probably you will need some cutting. So let's first sew this, and then we will do cutting, and then you need to press it really well. You can serge it, or you can use just pinking shears and cut with this, or you can just overlock it after pressing. Right, let's start inserting our cadre to our skirt. Be careful. Now we are coming on curve. Be sure that all fabrics are laying right. We don't need pleats here, just flat. I have doubt that it's pleated somewhere here. So here we go. Right. Foot up, check, down. No pleats. We don't need pleats. Right, we did it. So if you have pleats anywhere here, just unpick it and sew it again. We don't need pleats. So let's go and press it now. We insert our godet into our skirt. It was side one. So do another 3 at the same way we did this. You can overlock. I did overlock and press really well. It's not easy, but you can do that. And we don't need any pleats here. So control that. So insert and come back and we will continue to inserting our sleeves. So we did insert all our godets, 4, which we had 4. We did overlock and we just finished working on our dress. Wow! You can overlock at the end, hemming, and just turn it one time, maybe 5 millimeter or maybe a centimeter even, and stitch around. So let's put aside our dress and let's start working on our sleeves. Right, we have lining and we have main fabric. This is my main fabric and this is my linings. Right, this is front sleeve, which is pattern piece number 7. And this is back sleeve, which is pattern piece number 8. So open this like that. This is right side up and put right sides together like that. You will have notches here. The back side is double notch, front side is single notch. Right, let's pin. Here we go. Let's pin all. And also we need to stitch here, but first stitch this and then press it, and then you can stitch here. And you are doing in the same way your linings. So we are starting stitching from the top of the sleeve and then coming down and break our thread on the large circle and do back stitching, and then press it well, and then you will stitch underarm seam just like that. Don't forget to match all your notches. So do this and do in the same exact way your lining, and we will continue. Right, let's start stitching 5/8 of an inch seam allowance from the edge. And we will stop at the big circle and backstitch. Align them nicely. Just like that. And then press it. And after, you will stitch under armhole. Do this the same way, the other sleeves and lining as well, and then we will continue. We did stitch our shoulder seam and our underarm seam. So now we are doing this. So turn right side out, one, it doesn't matter, it will be lining or main fabric or main sleeve. So turn one right side out like that. I already did finish my sleeve one, so you can guys see what you will get. Beautiful, isn't it? Right, so one sleeve, the main fabric, the main sleeve is right side out and one is wrong side out. Doesn't matter which will be right side out or wrong side out. Now you need to insert this one, the right side, leave one out which is wrong side and put right side in, look, like that. And pin underarm seam on the place and shoulder seam on the place. We're not going to work on this part. We need this part, end of the sleeve, hemming place. So now you need to be really, really careful to match these big circles and pin. Put your seam allowances to one side, insert pin, and be sure that you are pinning it correctly. So first, I very much suggest you to match the hemming place so it will be easier for you. and underarm seam together. Like that. Now match your lining big circle, sleeve big circle. Put all seam allowances to one side, pin, and now put all your seam allowance on another side and pin, just like that. Right. Match all fabrics, lining and sleeve very, very carefully. Right. A lot of pins, pins, pins. Now we are starting sewing from this big circle, coming on the curve around and finishing on another big circle. But be careful, don't stitch these seam allowances. Just when you will start from here, put all your seam allowances to one side, start coming here, put all your seam allowances on another side and finish here. Let's go and sew this. Right, now this is really, really tricky. So let's start from, just put this like that. And all your seam allowances to one side, you can pin them together. And let's put this and find a big circle. Here we go. And put your needle to this big circle, but check all seam allowances. Right, let's put needle there. Here we go. Backstitch, and then we are coming on curve. So just like that. So here we have curve again. We are coming back. Right. And also here, you need to be very careful and put to this side all your seam allowances. All your seam allowances here. Right. And we are coming to this big dot, big circle, and we will finish there. But be careful not to sew something we don't need to sew. Right, here we go. So you can turn this now. So now, first of all, turn it out and see if everything is correct. And then you can do some cutting on the curve, very close to the seam, but not through the seam. You can even cut this a little bit. Just like that, just some cuttings. And now we are going to turn all this to the right side out. And also you will need cut here on your seam allowances. Where is the big circles? Just cut there and cut there. Just it will be easier for you to turn it out, and also inside as well. Now it's time to turn this right side out. Here we go, strange shape, and turn all those carefully. If you will have stress here, you can always cut. First see how it looks. So put your lining inside. Here we go. Now we need to turn this really, really nice. And we need to press it. Here we go. If you have any of bulks here, just cut it. Turn it wrong side out again and cut it. So right, so we have these beautiful sleeves. So if you have stress here, if it's a little bit bulky here, you can always cut. But I think good pressing will help as well. So press this really well and then pin all these matching underarm seams together, all our notches together. Press this, and then we are going to insert our sleeve to our dress. So we turned the lining inside, we pressed it. Now you need to bust the raw edge together, and then you need to ease top of the sleeve between notches. You have notches on the back side and on the right side, so you need to make 2 stitching. So let's add our sleeve to our body. Right, this is my right side, so this is my right side. Let's first match our underarm seam. Let's make it flat like that. This is side seam, underarm seams. Let's match. Then our notches. And then let's go inside and put this like that. So now we need to match our shoulder seams. So don't mess here, because you have one stitch here, which is our yoke's down place, and this is our shoulder seam. So we need to match shoulder seams, and if you are sewing with contrast, as I do, please match those together. So I will be very careful here with matching. And we also need to ease. First, let's do some ease. I don't think that you will need much ease here, just a little bit. We are not gathering, we are making ease. Like that. And like that. So we can open it if we don't need so much ease while we will insert our sleeve. So matching shoulder seam. I need 100% of matching here. So I will pin between this, and I will see here. Perfect. Now, inserting sleeve is always tricky. Probably I will need a little bit more ease here, but not much. Just like that. And now here. Probably I will need a little bit more ease here as well. Just like that. Perfect. Lovely. Well, let's go now to the sewing machine and stitch around the armhole. And I'm going to stitch between two stitching that I made for ease. Let's go and stitch. Right, let's start sewing our sleeve to our body. It will be tricky. You just need to pull this like that. So, and we are stitching 1 centimeter from the edge, just like that. So you can always try to put the basting one up so you can see and check and correct it if it needs any. Just tight. Well, the sleeves are on the place. Now give a good press again and also do hemming. I serge and turned it 6 millimeter and I will stitch around. So finish your hemming and you are all done.